relevant topic. Like everyone who is a working professional in some organization has a boss to report. Like so, everyone can very well correlate with this topic. Now, the real thing is like everyone is aware, like he has a boss to report, and he's also concerned, like how to be his boss favorite. So, what I'll do, like I'll try to take you through the session, and I want to share my views on this topic. I'll keep the topic crisp, clear, simple, so that you can correlate and understand it and implement it in your day-to-day life. Friends, I'll cover the topic under 5 parts. One is like I'll touch upon the needs and the wants of an employee. Second, I'll touch upon the needs and wants of a boss. Like what does boss wants from us? Like third point, like what is the real reason why the boss wants all kind of requirements from us? Like fourth, like how to bring a symphony or a synchronization between the need and wants of a boss as well as the employee. And fifth, like some important do's and don'ts, like which are required, very much required for strengthening the bond between you and your boss. So let's start the session. You can always take it in another way, like this says managing your relationship with your boss. Like so now this session will cover about how to manage your relationship with your boss. I'll start the session with few simple questions. Like you need not to answer the questions to me, like you just answer it to yourself. I'm pretty sure all the answers of these questions will be a big yes. Are you career oriented? Everybody will say, yes, sir, I am career oriented. I want to grow. Do you want to grow up in your career? Yes. I don't think like anybody who is there, like who doesn't want to grow up in the career, because everybody is a working professional. So he wants to grow in the career. Like, do you want regular increments and timely promotions? Of course. I don't find anyone like in a career span of around 24 years, like who is not interested for getting regular increments and timely promotion. So again, the answer will be yes. Friends, now the question is like, what is to be done to get all the three, like timely promotion, regular increments, and career growth? You have to win the confidence of your boss to be his favorite. This seems to be a simple one-line answer, like you have to win the confidence. It's very simple to say, but practically not as simple as it looks. Now the question arises, like, how to win the confidence of a boss? What is to be done to win the confidence of your boss? Because these are very important. Saying like you have to just win the confidence, that's okay. But what has to be done? How it has to be done? We'll talk about that point. Friends, don't forget, your boss plays a very crucial role in supporting your career growth. Please understand, your boss has got a limited time and other resources, and he cannot use it uniformly for everyone. Like the boss will definitely use his time and resources on those teammates, which according to him can help him to achieve his own career goal and targets. Friends, over a span of 24 years, I've worked under 8 bosses till now, and I enjoyed a very high relationship of trust and commitment with those 8 bosses. Like, and I'm really thankful for them for shaping up my career. Like these 8 bosses helped me to fulfill my career goals and aspiration. And in turn, like what I did, like I give 110% from my side, like which also helped them to achieve to the higher growth. Like until now, 100 people have reported to me. They have worked under me, and out of 100, as I told you, like every boss has got a limited time and resources. Because of this, I was able to support people who are willing to take up new responsibilities. And out of 100, like I surely helped more than 50 people to grow well in their career. And you'll be surprised, like out of 50, 10 people have worked under me today. They are the grand success in the career. Like they are handling a very bigger team. They are handling a bigger territory. Some of you are covering a half part of the country. Like, so what I can say, like I played a small but very important role in their success. Friends, they also accept and acknowledge my contributions to their career and their life. Like This is the way a boss can help his teammates in a big way to grow and become successful. So please understand this, like boss has got a very crucial role in supporting your career growth. This can happen a reverse also. I've seen some people careers getting ruined because they didn't get along with their bosses. It happens. That is my personal experience. Over a period of time, I've seen like many of the young talented people, like they're having talents, like they're having the skills, but they're somehow not able to get well with the bosses. Like, so they have to take a decision to part. So we should always keep in mind the power and authority that boss has. We should always understand and respect that authority. We should always keep this in mind while dealing with our bosses. So please be very careful when you're dealing with your bosses. Now, all said and done. Till now, we have talked about like what does the employee wants. Employee wants a career growth, employee wants timely increments, and employee wants career advancements. Like, what does your boss wants like? And to be very precise, rather than touching upon what does your boss wants like, we'll touch upon one more point further. Like, why does your boss wants all these things from you? So let's cover the topic. Like, let's understand what and why he wants certain things from us. Why does your boss wants to be punctual and time conscious? Everybody is aware, like from the childhood we have been listening, like our parents and teachers told us, like time is money. Time is the most precious resource that we have. The one who uses the time wisely is successful in the life. The one who wastes his time, he becomes a failure. So please, friends, respect your time and respect other people's time also. Friends, your boss wants you to be punctual and time conscious because he wants you to be successful. Just imagine a practical situation like boss day is jam-packed with 3 back-to-back meetings. The first meeting is supposed to be started at 9 o'clock. Everyone is there in the time except one person. Like, and because of that, the meeting got delayed for another 15 minutes. Imagine what will happen. Like the entire schedule of your boss changes. He's not able to justify the time slot which is available for the first meeting. And they'll be missing on some important discussions. So that is what, please, he doesn't want this thing to happen. So that is what the simple reason is. The boss wants you to be punctual. Let's talk about time conscious. Friends, I'll give you a real life example. Like when I was working with Roche, I was handling Northern India. There we were about to launch a product called Accutren glucose cholesterol triglyceride. It's a small handy meter, like which measures glucose, cholesterol, triglyceride with 3 different steps. So before launching the product in India, the company decided to do a market survey. Like, so we have to meet the certain number of physicians, certain cardiologists, and certain general practitioners to get their feedback and the probable pricing, like what can be kept of the product. The deadline assigned was 10th of that particular month. I got 8 people who were reporting to me. 7 people submitted the data. 1 person was not able to submit the data. Because of that 1 person, because he was not able to submit the data, so what I was not able to compile the data for Nordzone. And in turn, because I was not able to compile the data, I was not able to share it to my boss, who's a country head. As Northern region data was not there, he was not able to compile the national data. And he was reporting to a German boss. Boss, it was really a difficult situation. My boss was literally blasted by a German boss with no fault of his. Like, in fact, I was at fault because I would not submit that data to him in time. So that is what, like, boss doesn't want such scenarios to be immersed in this life. Like, he doesn't want his things to be compromised. Like, so that is what he wants to be time conscious. So the simple reason is like, you have to be punctual and you have to be time conscious. Like, if you are there, you can always be in the good books of your boss. Hope I'm able to explain it in a better way. Like, you people are correlating the things. Why does your boss wants to be clean, neat, and organized? Friends, what is an organization? Company kya hai? Company is nothing. Like, it's a group of people, you and me. Like, we represent the organization in the field. Company doesn't got his own face. Like, suppose I go in the field, I'm not properly dressed. what kind of image I'll convey in the market. Like when I meet the customers, when I meet the doctors, or when I meet other persons, like what they will say, Mr. X is not properly dressed. But what they will do, they will try to correlate with the image of the company. They will say the Peerless is not a very professional company because people are not properly dressed. They are not as per the requirement of the professional guidelines. Like so, instead of taking me as a personal thing, they will take the company image as a guidelines. Like similarly, like let's talk about getting organized. I'll go to an example. Like I was working in Delhi and I've been chasing a customer for last 2 months. Like they've been using Abbott. Doctor was very convinced. We met the purchase guy, we met the finance guy, but they said like the decision has to be done by a doctor. Like, and he was a diabetologist, and he was a fan of Abbott. So finally, after a long chase, we were able to get an appointment with him. When we started discussing or on call with him, friends, what he said like Abbott is a multinational company. He's convinced about the quality. Then finally we said, sir, why don't you do a demo? I'll show you my product on call with individual strip of Abbott. Let's do a demo, sir. Let's do a test on you. And once the reports are matching, like then I'll talk it further. Like otherwise, we'll not discuss about the point. Finally, doctor agreed upon. Friends, I asked my colleague to get the meter. Colleague took out the meter, and then he started looking for individual strip. Like imagine we were in the doctor's chamber for 15 seconds. Like that 15 seconds meant like it is more than an hour for me. Doctor was just waiting, strip to be and for demo to be done, and somehow like we were not able. And I don't know like what happened. Doctor decided, okay, fine, you people not even organized. And then he said like, let's keep it for some other day. I got in a meeting. Friends, that was the most embarrassing moment I had in my life. Like because what the customer see after a long chase, I was able to get an appointment with the customer, and what kind of impression he will carry about the company. The manager is not organized. The sales executive is not organized. They don't know got a proper demo. They don't know got other things like. So please, as a boss, what I'll do, I'll talk to my people and make sure like they are organized. Remember, friends, field is nothing. It's a battlefield for us. Like we have to go in organized manners. Like we have to keep all your arms and ammunition in the place. What are our arms and ammunition like? Demo units, brochures, demo strips, any other relevant material which is required for discussion, like some reports or something like that. It should be kept in a nicely organized manner so that whenever like there's a need, like you can utilize that opportunity. So what we did, like we missed that opportunity. I don't know, like again, we are chasing the doctor, like when we will be getting an appointment. So that is what, like as a boss, I didn't want this to happen. Similarly, my boss will definitely want, he will never want these things to happen. So that's a simple reason, like he wants us to be clean, neat, and organized. Why your boss wants to be techno and commercially sound? Friends, we are in the field of technical selling. We sell out the product highlighting the technical features and technical advantages. ये बहुत जरूरी है because if you are not familiar with the technical, आप सिर्फ प्राइस के बारे में बात करेंगे. सर ये कंपनी ने ये प्राइस दे दिया, वो कंपनी ने ये प्राइस दे दिया. My dealer is not interested in selling the product because of the brand is available at other brands are available at a lower price. I don't want you to be a part of this discussion. Similarly, as a boss, like what is his thing like? He wants you to be technically and commercially sound so that you can always be ready with the technical advantage. Like what? I was there in a customer place and we promoted our product called Trop Eye, the Get-in Trop Eye, which we had. So we promoted that brand. The moment we promoted the brand, the doctor said, what is the price? I said, I'll come to you. No, he was very keen about knowing the price. I said, sir, 100 rupees. The moment I said 100 rupees, doctor said, I'm getting it for 75 rupees from other company. I said, fine. Then we started talking about our advantages, what we had with the product. Like we said, sir, it has got a semi-quantitative advantage. So what you can do, you can have a semi-quantified results. So we then shared the chart and all. And finally, he was able to convince the customer because of this advantage. He said, okay, you bill me 10 cards. I'll see the results. And if the results are good, like I'll give you more orders. So friends, If you're not able to differentiate our product technically from other company product, like, I think we'll not be able to get that breakthrough in the customer's place. So let's be very clear. The boss is really concerned about you. He wants you to be technically and commercially sound. We have got brand advantage. We've got product advantage. Let's start encashing on it rather than just entering about the price. Because price, like, there's no end to it. If you give X price, competitor is willing to give you Y price, even lower than what you have offered. Like, so let's not fall into the trap, because profitability of the company is at stake. And as a genuine boss, as a boss like who's a well-wisher of the company, he doesn't want the company profit to be reduced. Like, he wants to be a contributor rather than a profit sucker. Now let's talk about why boss wants you to be lead and healthy and active. Like, हम लोग सभी शुरू से सुनते आ रहे हैं, we have been listening from our parents, our teachers, सबसे सुनते हैं, health is wealth. सबने सुना होगा. There's nothing new. Like, your boss wants you to be healthy because just like your parents and spouse, he's a well-wisher. If you've got a good health, then only you can work hard and become successful. If you've got a good health, then only you can enjoy the success of your life. Friends, if you lose your health, you'll not be able to perform. And if you don't perform, then you'll become a liability of a team. If the performance goes on for a longer duration, again, like, you'll become a liability. And everybody wants to have an asset in the company, like, especially the bosses. Like, the bosses wants to be like people who are assets to the organization. They doesn't want to have a liability. So it is in a good interest, like, for you to maintain a healthy and active life. Friends, why does your boss wants to be ambitious and career minded? Friends, if you are ambitious and career minded, you yourself will be committed and you will come forward and be ready to accept the new role and new challenges. If you're not ambitious or career minded, I think you will start avoiding such kind of situations. Like, so you are ambitious and career minded means you are ready to shoulder the new challenges and responsibilities. So boss wants people who can be promoted to the next level. And this is only possible if you are ambitious and career minded. So please understand this. Like, this is in your interest. Like, boss wants you to be ambitious and career minded. Why your boss wants you to be free of bad habits and addictions? Just like your parents and spouse, I told you, like, boss wants you to be free with the bad habits and addictions. What basically habits kya hote hain? Habits are like what we are basically because of our habits only. Because our habit decide our future and destiny. Friends, I know a very talented colleague who spoiled his career because of this addiction to alcohol. I'll not name the person, but the guy was working with LifeScan, Johnson and Johnson, and he had excellent communication skills. He had a good rapport with the leading diabetologists of the country. Like, but somehow I don't know, like, what has gone wrong. Even we took him on the higher salary, everything was going smooth. But over a period of time, initially, he was able to hide this habit of addiction, like, and we were not able to judge him. But due course of time, when we started getting complaints, that person is not visiting the field, or even he was visiting the fields, like he's under the influence of alcohol. So we have to take a decision. And finally, because we decided, like, we have to part, and he has been sacked from the organization. Till date, the bright career, like, he's been struggling in the hospitals for getting the liver treatment and all. Like, so I imagine, like, a sharp guy with a very good communication skill and good contacts, like, he was not able to carry on with the career. Like, so no growth. He's struggling with the health issues because of simple addiction with alcohol. So please avoid that. Please avoid that bad habits and addictions. Like, even if few people have got addiction to chewing tobaccos and all, like, I request them to be, please avoid that, because it's not good for their health. And it not gives a good positive image, like when you're talking to the customer, keeping something, some chewing gums or gutka in your mind, like, because that will tarnish the image of our organization. So be professional. Please avoid, please be free of bad habits and addictions. Now, just on the point, like why boss wants to be up to date and updated. Friends, market is quite dynamic. Every day, रोज नया कॉम्पिटिटर आ रहा है, नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च हो रहा है, नई टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही है मार्केट में, पुरानी टेक्नोलॉजीज दे आर गेटिंग वाइट ऑफ द मार्केट. सो वन हैज टू बी प्रोएक्टिव. अगर आप प्रोएक्टिव हैं, then you will be able to update yourself, and once you are update, then you will be able to stay ahead of the competition. जब तक आप अपडेट नहीं रहेंगे, अपडेटेड नहीं रहेंगे, अप टू डेट नहीं रहेंगे, so you will not be able to beat the competition. So boss wants you to grow. इसके लिए वो चाहता है कि you should have up to date market information, you should stay updated. ये क्या ना, it is a mandatory to be up to date and keep yourself updated for the new technologies. ये कहते हैं ना, बहुत बेसिक जरूरत है. If you want to survive, like you have to be up to date and updated. पहले होता था नहीं नहीं सब नया टेक्नोलॉजी आ रहा है तो मेरे को टाइम लगेगा सीखने में, या फिर मेरे को नया कुछ. नाउ इट इज द नीड ऑफ एन आवर. You got no other option. If you want to survive, like you have to be up to date and updated. Why your boss wants you to be a team player? This is because team player can be promoted to the next level. अभी आजकल एक नया जाट करना है ना. I think everybody must have heard about it. Like what does TEAM means? T, together. E, everyone. A, achieves. M, more. So if you are a team player, like together as a team, you will be able to achieve more. So that is what like boss wants. If you're a team player, like you can only be promoted to the next level. If you're not team player, like you'll not be going well with your team. So tomorrow, like even boss gives you some higher opportunities, you'll not be getting along with the team members. So that is what the boss wants you to be a team player. Like, and if you're a team player, your boss can recommend you for promotions. We all know that team player makes the team perform, achieves the goals of the team, and team players are like a cement in the wall that hold all the bricks together. Like, so tomorrow, if you're giving a higher responsibility, you will be managing your team in a better and a productive way, and you will have a better outcome from your team. Like, so that is the reason, like your boss wants you to be a team player. So why your boss wants you to be flexible and adaptable to change? Friends, the world is dynamic. रोज बोलते हैं ना सब, नया चीज आ रहा है, ये आ रहा है, this technology is getting out, the technology is coming in. So we have to keep changing ourselves if you want to survive in the ever-changing world. So your boss is also a well-wisher. He wants you to survive and grow in this ever-changing field. So he wants you to be flexible and adaptable. Friends, आज की डेट में anything can happen. Your headquarter can change. आपका टेरिटरी चेंज हो सकता है, आपका डिवीजन चेंज हो सकता है, आपका बॉस चेंज हो सकता है, आपका प्रोडक्ट रेंज चेंज हो सकता है, इवन द कंपनी पॉलिसीज कैन चेंज. जब तक आप फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं रहेंगे, एंड देन यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू एडजस्ट टू ऑल दिस. लाइक टुमारो, as we are talking about, Bhatsar has got a team project, Nexus Group. What we are trying, like we are trying to have a separate division. Let's imagine tomorrow I'll shift somebody to the new division. Like if it is not flexible, if it's not adaptable, it's got a rigid attitude. Sir, ये प्रोडक्ट मेरे से नहीं बिकेगा. सर, ये प्रोडक्ट तो मैंने कभी बेचा नहीं है. सर, इस मार्केट में तो मैंने काम किया नहीं है. Then you will not be able to grow in this career. So boss wants people like who are ready to shoulder up the new responsibility. Boss wants people like who are flexible and adaptable to change. Because boss किस लिए चाहता है? He wants you to survive and grow continuously. So boss, कहते हैं ना, एक हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि बहुत बड़ा तूफान आने से बड़े बड़े पेड़ गिर जाते हैं. But those trees like which are flexible, they stand. So similarly, like whenever there is a change of scenario, only the flexible and adaptable people are going to survive. So boss wants you to be flexible and adaptable to the change. अभी तक तो हमने सारा डिस्कस करा. कि बॉस को, एम्प्लॉय को क्या चाहिए, बॉस को क्या चाहिए, बॉस को ऐसा क्यों चाहिए. Now I'll touch upon a real point, like बॉस को ऐसा क्यों चाहिए. All said and done. Friends, this may sound bit rude, but it is a fact. Your boss wants you for achieving his own career goals. Friends, life is a game of receiving and giving. Like your boss wants to use you in achieving his career goals, and at the same time, he will help you in achieving your career goals. Friends, यही है. That is the fact. Let's take it with a pinch of salt. This give and take, friends. Help him to achieve his career goals, and in turn, like he will help you in achieving your career goals. But this relationship is a win-win type of relationship. Like it is not exploitation. Like it's a win-win type of relationship. So what you have to do, like you have to help the boss to achieve his career goals, and in turn, like boss will go out of the way to help you to achieve your career goals. सही है ना. बॉस ने बोला मेरा ये टारगेट है, प्लीज ये करना है. इफ यू आर हेल्पिंग हिम, यू विल बी इन द गुड बुक्स ऑफ रिटर्न. सर मेरा थोड़ा ज्यादा है इस बार, बट आई विल डू फॉर यू. So boss will have a positive image for those employees, like already we're going extra mile to take up the responsibilities, to take up the load. So that is what, like it's a give and take responsibility. Since every boss wants a hero, please be that star. Hero का मतलब ऐसा फिल्मी हीरो नहीं. One like who is ready to give extraordinary performance, something more than what other people are not able to do that. So every boss keeps searching for heroes in his team. उसको सबको ऐसा लगता है कि कोई ऐसा बंदा हो who is ready to shoulder responsibility. कोई ऐसा बंदा हो, somebody, some person like who can give extra mile and who can perform or contribute more. Like simple reason is boss wants to promote heroes to the next level is because boss himself will be able to grow to the next level. Boss wants to pass on the part of his responsibility to hero so that he will be relatively free to take up the new responsibilities and challenges like which will be assigned for him on the new role. And boss wants the teammates to look at the hero and learn from it. So मेरा advice यही है कि please, if you want to have a better bonding, because today topic is like how to be favorite with your boss, please stretch extra mile. Go and do something different like what other people are not doing if you want to be in a good books of a boss. So my advice is to become a hero in the team. So boss will be able to do something good for you. So that is one way of strengthening the relationship with our boss. Now we will touch upon step by step the points like which are required to become your boss favorites. Like first and the foremost is you have to be sincere, honest, and hardworking. Friends, if you are a sincere, honest, and hardworking, you have won 50% of the battle. Imagine 50% of that 100, like it is completed if you are sincere, honest, and hardworking. And a reverse case is like if you are not sincere, honest, and hardworking, like you have already lost 50% of the battle. I'll say not 50%, you have lost more than that. Friends, if you are not sincere, if you are not honest, if you are not hardworking, this means that you have got an integrity issue. Or कोई भी genuine boss who is a well-wisher for a company, who is committed to the organization, he will not tolerate people like who have got an integrity issue. So you will never be able to grow in your career if you got integrity issue. So please, I request everyone should be sincere, be honest, and hardworking. If you want to grow, if you want to have a better bonding with your boss. Friends, क्या just sincere होने से, honest होने से और hardworking होने से काम चल जाएगा? I'll say nahi. You have to have more than that. Like, so what I'll do, What is to be done now? Apply the simple principle of 3C. ये principle है ना, it's a simple principle in a human behavior. This principle works in professional as well as personal life. This principle works 100% if practiced sincerely in professional and personal life. मैं बोल रहा हूँ 100% काम करता है. So what you have to do, like, you have to connect, convey and convince. अगर आपका बॉस के साथ में कनेक्टिविटी अच्छा है, बॉन्डिंग अच्छा है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग अच्छा है, then what you can do, like, you will be able to convey your ideas, you will be able to convey your suggestions, you will be able to get approvals, and then you will be able to convince him. Like, so please remember, first you have to connect, then you have to convey, and finally you will be able to convince your boss. अब यहां पर कुछ लोग बोलेंगे मेरे को, सब कनेक्ट मतलब, फ्रेंड्स रिमेंबर, कनेक्टिंग इज नॉट बटरिंग. मस्का लगाना मतलब नहीं है. कनेक्टिंग इज समथिंग मोर देन दैट. यहाँ पर बिकॉज फ्यू पीपल विल से ओके बॉस को मस्का लगाना है, पॉलिश लगाना है, ओ आई एम वेरी वेरी स्मार्ट इन डूइंग ऑल दिस. लाइक, सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, लाइक, बटरिंग विल हेल्प यू इन सर्वाइव बट नॉट ग्रो. आपको वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में सर्वाइव करने में जरूर मदद करेगा. आपका बॉस के साथ में अच्छा रिलेशन है, आप बटर करते हैं सब, बट इट विल नॉट हेल्प यू टू ग्रो. Imagine a situation like your boss is shifted to some other division, like, or your boss leaves the company. How you are going to justify it now? Till now, you have been just buttering him and you are able to get the things done. So please understand, if you want to have a better bonding with your boss, long-term bonding with your boss, you have to have a better connectivity. Buttering is not the one. Now, you will ask, कि बॉस ये तो ठीक है, बट करना क्या पड़ेगा कनेक्ट करने के लिए? व्हाट इज टू बी डन? फ्रेंड्स, करने के लिए यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड योर बॉस नीड्स, इंटरेस्ट एंड कंसर्न्स. सिंपल, ये चीज ध्यान रखो. इफ यू वांट टू हैव अ बेटर बॉन्डिंग विद योर बॉस, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हिज नीड्स. नीड्स मींस उसका पर्सनल नीड्स का बात नहीं कर रहा मैं. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रोफेशनल नीड्स. देन यू हैव टू लुक फॉर हिज इंटरेस्ट, एंड फाइनली यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द कंसर्न्स. लाइक, अगर आपने ये तीन चीज देख लिया, नीड, interest and concerns, and you are able to genuinely identify and fulfill that, your understanding with the boss will always improve. We will have a better bonding with your boss, and you will always be your boss favorite. अपना topic ही है आज today, like how to be boss favorites. So please understand and identify the need, interest and concerns. Always remember, bosses are not difficult people. They just have different needs, interests and concerns. देखो, बॉस कोई बाहर से नहीं आता है. He is not out of the world. Like, he's just like you and me. Like, tomorrow you are working at the front line. Today you are working as a frontline manager. Tomorrow you will be promoted. Like, you will become a boss. So you're not out of the world. Like, you are just like other people. So bosses are just like you and me. Like, they are not out of the world. Only thing is, unka priority is different. Hai. Their needs are different. Their concerns are different. So हमें यही समझना पड़ेगा उनका नीड्स क्या है, इंटरेस्ट क्या है, कंसर्न क्या है. So when we are able to identify the needs, when we are able to correlate with their interests, and when we are able to address their concerns, our bonds with the boss strengthens. So we get in the good books of your bosses. So please identify needs, interests and concerns. Friends, abhi mere paas, I'll just touch upon the two suggestions which most of the people, I think, they are not very clear. They have to understand it. Like, the first suggestion is, seek to understand first, then to be understood. I'm again repeating the line. Seek to understand first, then to be understood. Friends, I'll give my personal example. I joined Peerless Biotech. Everything was good in this organization. Only thing was, I was not very comfortable with the slab scene what company was offering. I straight away discussed it with Mohan sir. I said, sir, I'm not very comfortable with the slab schemes. Then he tried to explain from his point, like these are the advantages, and that's what like we have been getting it. We have been successful implementing the slab schemes. But still, at the core of my heart, I was not convinced on this. I said, my boss doesn't understand me. I'm trying to tell him something, but he's not ready to understand. That kind of feeling I had. When I started working in the field, friends, I met few dealers. I met few customers. And imagine like when I met them, we had a discussion about the slab schemes and all. Then finally, I was able to correlate what Mohan sir was trying to explain it to me. We are in a very competitive market. If you are not able to build the stocks, like at the distributor place, like we are given opportunity to competitor to enter, like so we won't want like the competitor to enter, like so that is what like we got scrap schemes. If you have long inventory or a huge inventory at a customer place, a bulk inventory, like competitor will not think of, or the distributor will not buy similar products from XYZ company. So then finally I realized. So that is what like I'm telling you. Please seek to understand first, then to be understood. What I did a mistake, like I started, my boss is not understanding. Boss मुझको नहीं समझता है. मैं पहले अपने को समझाना चाह रहा था. बॉस मुझे समझे. अरे बॉस मुझे बाद में समझेगा. First let me understand like what does he wants to say. Why does he wants to say. So that is what like most people make a mistake. They want them to be understood first rather than understanding the other person point of view. So please ये point समझ के चलो. It's a very important. If you want to have a better bonding with your boss, आपको पहले you have to understand him first. Then you have to be understood. पे बॉन्डिंग अच्छा हो जाएगा जब आप बॉस को समझ जाएंगे, then बॉस आपको समझे. The second suggestion is like don't just listen to respond, please listen to understand. Friends, ये बहुत सारे लोग गलती करते हैं. मैंने भी गलती करा है. Initially, during my initial days, when I got an opportunity, I was elevated, I was quite happy, I was delighted, but problem वहां पर ही था. Whenever some senior was talking something, like I used to respond, सर ये हो जाएगा, सर ये नहीं होएगा, सर ये पॉसिबल नहीं हो रहा है. Instead of listening to understand like what does the boss wants to say, like I did some mistakes in the initial. और ये सब लोग गलती करते हैं. ये मेरे साथ में नहीं है. I've seen like people, they do this mistake in the field. When you're talking to a customer कुछ कह रहे हैं, उसके पहले they'll start responding. Friends, please listen to understand. Don't just listen to respond. अगर आपको बॉन्डिंग ठीक बनाना है, you want to have a better understanding, let it be customer, let it be your boss, let it be your spouse, let it be your children. If you want to have a better understanding with them, please make it a point. Don't just listen to respond, listen to understand. Please be a good listener. Please listen to understand. Friends, once you start doing this, you will be able to understand what does your boss wants to convey. What does the customer wants to convey? What are the customers like wants to address the concern? What are the customer concern? ये तभी होगा जब आप कस्टमर को, बॉस को, किसी को भी, मतलब when you are doing an interaction with him, you listen. Like once you start practicing this, you will have a better clarity. The understanding will get better, and finally the bond or the connectivity will be better with your boss. So those suggestions. First is like please seek to understand and to be understood. Don't just listen to respond and listen. Please listen to understand. दोनों अगर आप करते हैं, if you implement the 2 points, I think your connectivity, you will have a better connectivity with your boss. So once the connectivity is improved, things will be easier for you. Now let's realize certain things. And this is very important, very, very important, because हम क्या करते हैं ना, we got some fixed opinion about our bosses. Like we have to realize certain things before we make opinion about our boss. हमको कुछ चीजों को realize करना पड़ेगा, and we have to accept them. Friends, please realize your boss has his own boss, and only few people understand this. Please understand, the way you report to your boss also report to his boss. The way you win, you have to win the trust of your boss. Your boss has to win the trust of his boss. The way you have to prove your performance, your boss has to prove his performance. Friends, the way you are evaluated, your boss is also evaluated by boss. The way you got limited authority of freedom, तो ये मान के चलो कि आपके पास में लिमिटेड अथॉरिटी है, आपके बॉस के पास में अनलिमिटेड अथॉरिटी नहीं है. He doesn't have unlimited authority and freedom. Like only thing he's got a better authority as compared to you. He's got some better, more freedom as compared to you. But the fact is, like, he's got his own reporting. He's got boss to report. Like the way at times you're shouted upon, please understand, bosses also faces a similar situation. I told you because that is what I personally realized. सर्वे मैं सबमिट नहीं कर पाया, मेरे बॉस को क्लास लग गया with no fault of his. Like so जैसा मेरे को क्लास लगा, बॉस ने मेरा क्लास लगाया, उसके बॉस ने उसका क्लास लगाया. So please understand, let's have a relation. Like your boss is his own boss. Like so please always be empathetic to your boss. If you always show empathy, the boss, you will build up a strong bond with him. The strong bond built by you with your boss through empathy will definitely help you in a big way. So please understand. क्या है अभी लोगों को क्या होता ना, सर वो टेंडर के लिए आपको प्राइस मांगा था, आपने प्राइस नहीं दिया. अरे मेरे पास में भी लिमिटेड अथॉरिटी है. आई हैव टू डिस्कस विद माय बॉस whether we can give this kind of pricing or not. But people don't understand. Sir, आपने नहीं दिया ना, so ये टेंडर चला जाएगा हमारा. Please understand, like you have to give me some time. You have to give me some leverage, like because I got a boss. Like, please understand this. Please understand your relationship with your boss changes over time. That's a very, very important thing. Please understand this. New employee, whenever he joins a company, the same boss who is tough, he will be soft on him. He will give him some leverages. He will spend more time with him, mentoring, coaching, and guiding. But as the time passes, 6 महीना हो जाएगा, 1 साल हो जाएगा, you understand, like same boss, like his behavior changes. Same boss becomes strict, started loading with additional responsibility. ये करो. अभी तक जो छोटे छोटे चीज को he was ignoring, like he will be tough on that, and he will be spending less time with you. Now the employees start wondering, अरे अभी तक तो बॉस ठीक था, what has gone wrong? What happened? Please understand, your boss has got a limited time and resource. He has to utilize the resource in a better way. He has to train, coach, develop new employees who are on board. So what he expects, like he expects you to be self-driven by now. He doesn't want कि आपको छोटा-छोटा चीजों के लिए आप उसके पास में जाओ. You should be mature enough to take the decision. So over a period of time, relationship changes, but it is only for your betterment. Please realize your boss may be fallible and imperfect, as he's also a human being. हमारे जैसा ही है ना. It's like you and me. I also make mistakes. So we have to understand. So he's also fallible and imperfect. Friends, please realize your boss has own family and personal life. I'll share a practical example. As I told you in a previous company, I had enjoyed a very strong and healthy relationship with my reporting managers. Like, एक दिन का बात है, one afternoon, I entered the boss cabin with a request for the next day leave. He reacted in a very different manner. उसने मेरी तरफ देखा, लीव एप्लीकेशन के लिए बोला मैंने उसको. And then he said, पता नहीं यार तुम लोगों को छुट्टी बहुत चाहिए होती है यार. I was shocked. Like he never reacted in that manner. I really felt bad. I came out of his cabin. I was just about to go to my desk. Like then boss came out of his cabin and he was talking to somebody. Okay, fine. You just start the preparation. I'll be there. फिर मैंने जाके उसको बॉस को पूछा, boss, what happened? Everything is okay. He said, yeah, my father is admitted in the hospital for a surgery and the surgery is due at around 4 p.m. and I'm rushing for that. Then I realized, okay, imagine, boss has got a family and personal life. He came to the office for 3 hours just to complete the important report, which has to be submitted. So kabhi kya hai na, we misjudge our boss, the way he reacts. But we have to understand, like, what is the real reason behind that? There was a family or a personal issue, like, which was there behind it. So that has to be understood before taking any conclusion or reaching to any conclusion. ये होता है सभी के साथ में. अभी तक तो हमने ये बात करा रिलेशन के बारे में. Now let's talk about do's and don'ts जो बॉस के साथ में नहीं करना चाहिए if you want to have a better bonding with your boss. Please never take your boss for a ride. This may backfire at times. ये गलती सब लोग करते हैं. Some people think themselves they are super smart and they think they can take the boss for a ride. But आपको ये पता होना चाहिए. They start taking the things for granted, especially when the employee is old in the organization and the new boss has come up. उसको क्या लगता है एम्प्लॉय को, अरे सब मैं तो यहाँ पे 5 साल से हूँ, मैं तो 6 साल से हूँ, आई नो एवरीथिंग बेटर देन माय बॉस. And then he started taking the boss for a ride. That is the time, friend. Please understand. Boss is new in this organization, but he's got a long experience of handling such kind of employees during his career. उसको बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग मिले हैं who are trying to act smart, who have taken the boss for a ride, so he knows what is to be done. So my humble suggestion is like, never take your boss for a ride. This may not be good for your own career advancement. अगर आपको करियर में ग्रो करना है, please avoid this mistake. So that is the, you should not do this with your boss. Never argue. Never argue means never. You can always put your point in a logical and a polite way. Friends, argument से कभी भी कोई भी जीतता नहीं है. When I argue with someone, either I lose the argument, or even if I win it, like I lose the relationship with that person. This is applicable for professional. This is applicable for a personal. This is applicable for the social relationship also. Right? So it is better to avoid the argument. Like, but the best way to win the argument is, please avoid it. Never ever argue with your boss. Don't argue even if you're 100% correct. You can leave the topic for a time being and you can have a discussion when the boss is in good mood. Like, you can always put your point in a logical and polite way. If the topic is really very important, take the matter, but not that particular day. You can do it next day, or you can do it after some time when the boss is in good mood. So that is what, like, we should avoid. We should never argue with him. अगर आपको बॉस का फेवरेट होना है, I'm not saying like जो बोलता है be a yes man. It's not. I'm not saying to be that. I'm only saying is like, try to avoid argument. Try to put your point in a logical and a polite manner. Since mistakes like which few people do, they share very confidential secrets about their personal life with their boss. We should have a healthy and a professional relationship with our boss. Please understand, there is a very thin line between a professional and a personal bonding, like, and few people only understand it. Most of the people, they don't understand it, like, and when they cross lines, like, they share the confidential secrets of their personal life, they are inviting trouble. They are not aware like what kind of repercussions this will have over a longer period of time. So please, I request you, never share personal confidential information. This may invite trouble. Please don't do this. You have a healthy personal relationship. You have a healthy professional relationship, but some confidentiality, like, it has to be maintained. Again, like, it's a very, very touching topic. Never allow your boss to exploit you. One thumb rule you should have and you should follow in your life is like, I will not exploit anyone. I will not allow anyone to exploit me. You should not exploit your boss and you should not allow boss to exploit you. Friends, if you're not very comfortable, it is better to leave the boss, leave the job, leave the company rather than allowing your boss to exploit you. Friends, ये exploit word है ना, like, it's a very strange word. Yeah, I leave it to you. Like, how do you interpret this word? सेम सिचुएशन में एक आदमी बोलता है उसको बॉस ज्यादा काम देता है तो वो कहता है कि बॉस इज एक्सप्लॉइटिंग. एक आदमी उसी सिचुएशन को boss gives him additional responsibility, he's very happy. Okay, boss is trusting me, so he's giving me additional responsibility. Oh, he considered like boss is not exploiting me, he's helping me to grow. So I leave the interpretation to you. But if it is happening, like, please avoid this. Never allow your boss to exploit. Some of the don'ts with your boss. Please don't engage in a gossip, negative backbiting sessions. Don't criticize your company and boss. We talk bad about our boss or a company in absence of our boss. ये सबसे ज़्यादा गलती है हमारी. We think that boss will not come to know about it. Most of the time, bosses comes to know about what has been talked when he's not there. Like, अगर ये होता है तो आप इमेजिन करो, बॉस आपको आके ये नहीं पूछेगा कि तुमने ये बोला क्या, नहीं बोला था, तुम उसको क्यों बोल रहे थे. There are some bosses like who will take up with a pinch of salt, and they will not come and ask you what you said, whether you said was or whether you don't say, but they will find anger coming out in a wrong way. Like, so it is always to keep your mouth shut and can't speak something good about your boss, then please don't speak something bad about also. Gossip, backbiting, criticism of boss, like, you should always be avoided. So please never fall into the trap. Hence, never have a money transaction with your boss. Never take loans or give loans. Once in a blue moon, if it is there, like, you can do that. But some people make it a habit. बस पैसे डाल दो, मेरे को क्रेडिट कार्ड का पेमेंट करना है, बस थोड़ा मेरा ये कर दो. And even at times I've seen like bosses are taking ask money from people. अरे थोड़ा डाल दे यार मेरे को, मैं बाहर घुमाने जाना है मेरे को. So please avoid any financial transaction with your boss. It may sound bit rude, but जिस दिन बॉस अपना पैसा मांगने के लिए आपसे बोलेगा, उस दिन द रिलेशनशिप विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग स्ट्रेन. और आप अपना पैसा बॉस से मांगने के लिए कोशिश करेंगे, बट आपको लगेगा बॉस नाराज ना हो जाए, अगेन योर रिलेशनशिप विल गेट स्ट्रेन. सो प्लीज, it is better to avoid it. There are a lot many other options are available. You can go for personal loan, you can go for other loans. So, but never have a money transaction with your boss. Hence, never involve yourself in politics against your boss and organizations. बहुत सारे लोगों को नेता बनने का आदत होता है. Please, friends, understand, organizations are not a place of doing politics. Like, if you are very keen in doing politics, like, leave the organization, straight away enter the politics and do politics. Like, that's a place where politics to be done. Friends, boss will somehow come to know about your behavior. ये पता लगना ही लगना है. वो नेता बनते हैं, गुटबाजी करते हैं, यूनियनबाजी करते हैं. सो ये बॉस को पता लगना ही लगना है. अच्छा, कुछ लोग तो दे आर मोर स्मार्ट देन दैट. They will not do this thing, but they will instigate others to do something which is not good for our organization. वो बोलेंगे तू बोल, मैं नहीं बोलूंगा, तू बोल. So the other person falls in the trap, like, and the poor fellow like start doing getting involved in the politics against the boss and organization. Please understand, boss needs a person who is a team player, not a person who does politics or union baji. उसको वो चाहिए जो promotional material है, उसको वो चाहिए जो टीम में synergy लेके चल सकता है. So he will treat the employee as unprofessional and would like to get rid of him. उसको पता है ये यूनियन बाजी करता है, ये लीडरशिप ज्यादा अपना leadership in the wrong way. Like, he is not ready to shoulder new responsibility. He'll say, बस मेरा काम नहीं है. वो लीडर बनता है wrong way में. Please avoid. He doesn't want the team synergy to be compromised. So that is what boss का एक ही aim होता है, to get rid of that person. So please avoid if you want to have a better bonding with your boss. Never encroach on a boss' personal and private life. Friends, the way you have your personal and private life, your boss also has his own personal and private life. The way you want privacy, your boss also wants to have a privacy. Please never encroach on his personal and private life. Let him live his personal and private life the way he wants to live it. So please understand, ताकाजाकी करने का जरूरत नहीं है. Don't get involved in personal and private life. अभी तक तो हमने बोला एम्प्लॉय का नीड क्या है, बॉस का नीड्स क्या है, क्यों चाहिए होता है, हाउ टू हैव अ बेटर कनेक्टिविटी विद, व्हाट आर द सजेशंस लाइक व्हिच हैज टू बी इंप्लीमेंटेड फॉर हैविंग अ बेटर कनेक्टिविटी, व्हाट आर द डूज एंड डोंट्स. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट. Please have a realistic expectation from your boss. The more realistic expectation, the better the chances of meeting them or fulfilling them. The same thing is applicable for your personal life, social life. Please keep your expectation realistic. Please don't expect your boss to understand and accommodate your personal problem beyond a certain limit. दोस्त सभी के लाइफ में कोई ना कोई पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम होता ही होता है. And we are very sure the personal problem will surely affect our involvement, our field work, our touring. Because of personal performance, at times, even our performance can come down. But ये होता है. It happens once in 2 years, 3 years. हो सकता है. This can happen. We expect our boss to accommodate and support us during our personal problems. ज्यादातर boss support करता है. But please understand, you will not be able to understand and accommodate it beyond a certain limit. Most of the bosses will support you and accommodate you during the personal problems. I'll give you an example. मेरे साथ में एक person था, was in Calcutta, like again, like he was a very sharp person, but क्या होता था उसका? There was a frequent problem, like it is recently started, बहुत पुराना नहीं था. Of late, like what has gone wrong? Like he switch off the mobile and is not contactable for 2-3 days. Like 1 month it has happened, and then after 2-3 days, like he'll again come up and whatever task is there, he will do that. But it has become a routine. Next month again ऐसे ही हुआ. Then my boss called me. He said, "Why don't you make a trip to Calcutta and try to find out like what has gone wrong? Why this person is behaving in this way? Like it's never done in the past." Then when I went there, I went to his home. I discussed about this thing. Then I realized he's got some relationship issue with that wife. Like he was not in good terms. Like so, whenever they had a fight, like so, wife used to call police, and to avoid that arrest or embarrassing situation, this person goes underground for 2-3 days. I discussed the same thing with my boss, and boss said, तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. You take a resignation. We can help him, but not beyond personal certain limits. Like so, finally we have to ask him to go. So we are ready. We are eager to help you, but a limit. Beyond that limit, I think we have to say bye. We cannot, and don't expect your boss to do that. Please have a realistic expectations. Don't expect your boss to spoon feed you every time and provide easy solutions. ये सभी लोगों के साथ में होता है. ज्यादातर लोग क्या कहते हैं? They will have a habit. They don't apply the brain. They will not take initiative. Just want some ready-made solutions. This may be okay when आप नया है कंपनी में, तो it is okay. Initial days of joining. You must learn, grow, take initiative, accept new challenges. आप गलती कर सकते हैं. At times, boss is going to correct it. But हर बार आप अगर boss को बोलेंगे, sir, you have to give, rather than doing this, like you have to come, you have to take initiative, you have to take the leadership, this thing, and don't have this unrealistic experiences, like to spoon feed you every time. Don't expect your boss to be 100% logical and correct every time, and he's got a magic pen for all the problems. Friends, we are all human beings. We can never be perfect anytime. We cannot be correct every time. So boss is also a human being just like us. So he cannot be perfect. And he cannot be correct every time. So you have to learn to excuse him when his judgment and decision goes wrong. Please don't make fun of your boss or don't blame your boss when the judgment or decision goes wrong. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं ना, अरे यार बॉस के कारण ऐसा हो गया, अरे बॉस. So they keep taunting him. Please avoid. Here we are talking like how to be boss favorite. If you are going to do this, I think you'll not become a boss favorite. Like, please understand, he is a human being just like you and me, and he doesn't know got a magic wand for all the problems, and he can't be 100% logical and correct every time. अगर आपको कोई डिस्कशन भी करना भी है, so please find an opportunity, talk about, give him some suggestions, but not never criticize him. Don't expect your boss to be unbiased every time, because he is also a human being. One of the limitation of human mind is human mind can be biased without realizing that it is biased. And most of the times, like what we do, like we are biased unintentionally. This can happen to your boss also. So please excuse when you find him biased. At the same time, please discuss your observation with your boss openly. Don't discuss the matter with others. अगर जो भी आपको लगता है, don't talk to third person. If you got any discussions to be done with your boss, look for a suitable time. Take the discussions. Never talk such discussions about your boss in the absence of your boss. If you do that, like you're inviting trouble. So better to have your observation with your boss openly, discuss, and then resolve it. But don't expect every time your boss will be unbiased. What is to be done to win the confidence of your boss? Friends, please we have to understand like boss values employees who align themselves as per the mission of the company. क्योंकि बॉस को भी ऐसे ही लोग चाहिए होते हैं who are ready to shoulder the new responsibility, who are ready to take up the new roles, so that boss becomes free and is ready to take up the higher role. Boss wants people like who strive to make company values, goal, objective as their own. And boss prefers those employees who take the priorities of the boss priorities as their own. So please be in alignment with as per the mission of the company. Be take on the priorities of a boss as your own priority. Plan your strategies in such a way कि आपका जो बॉस का नीड्स है, जो बॉस का प्रायोरिटीज है, वो फुलफिल होता है. So then you will have a better bonding with your boss. Please understand the evaluation process. Hence, how well you will be evaluated is very important. But how you will be evaluated, you should be knowing that. Every boss evaluates his employee based on certain skills, behaviors, and achievements. And in order to impress him, you need to focus on the key points which will be recognized and rewarded. Friends, I have worked with many companies. I told you in the beginning, like I've gone through the performance appraisal system of different companies also. But believe me, our performance PMS or mini PMS system is the best. I'm not telling because I'm a part of Peerless now. I'm telling because of an experience. Like this is very simple, crisp, 100% clarity, what is to be done so that an employee or a first line manager is able to correlate with that. We have assigned a very nice, like how the weightage is assigned, how we have to focus on a tool program, how we have to work on a liquidation of non-moving products. Everything has got certain weightages like, and there are certain points which has been assigned. That point system, it is absolutely clear. So each thing has been systematically explained and assigned so that people should be clear about the evaluation process. So this company has got one of the best evaluation process. Please adhere to it, abide to it for your own betterment and for the betterment of an organization. Hence, be dependable. Dependable कैसे बनते हैं? Dependable can only be like you can be only dependable when you have a trust. Make certain to do what you say. आप जो कहते हैं वो करना है आपको. And how to be reliable? Always deliver what you commit. अगर आप ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते, it is better like if you deliver more than what you have committed, it will be good. But always deliver what you have committed. It should not be less than that. When you do certain things, जो आप कहते हैं वो आप करते हैं, जो आप कमिट करते हैं वो आप डिलीवर करते हैं, then you become a dependable. So boss ऐसे लोगों को ही ढूंढता है who are dependable in the organization. अगर आप dependable हैं, I was fortunate to have 1 or 2% in my team always. जैसे I had a targets like, and then you can pick up a phone and speak to those guys. 1 or 2 people are there in the team. It is there in every team. मेरा ये कम पड़ रहा है यार, 3% कम है. Can you switch? Fine sir, it will be done. Then I'll speak to another person. मेरा कुछ कम पड़ रहा है, you have to do. So there always like some 2-3 people are there, like they're dependable. Boss can always depend on that. And these people like they will stretch extra mile and they will always help you to achieve your numbers. So that kind of, so that is what like when I was promoted as a regional manager, I personally discussed with higher management and I requested them to promote one person as an area business manager because he was ready to shoulder up the new responsibility, because he's ready to go for the extra mile to achieve that committed numbers. So please be dependable. Please radiate positivity for a better connectivity. ऐसा दुखी सूरत बना के मत रहो. Please present a positive attitude. Please have a positive, and please understand what to speak and when to speak. ये बहुत जरूरी है. लोग बोलते तो हैं, क्या बोलना है, कब बोलना है, that is not and like that is what like people mistake. They don't understand what to speak and when to speak. Be a team player. Be a problem solver. Don't expect your boss to be a part of your career all throughout. Friends, boss may move to some other division. He may move to some other city, or he may even retire, or he may shift to some other company also for meeting his career aspiration. He may not be there for you throughout, but remember, good boss who has helped you to achieve your career aspirations will have a long-lasting impression on your mind. Whether he is there with you or not, you will have a very high degree of regards and you will got a very high degree of respect. And same applies to the person. Boss, the employee who has supported him to meet his career objective, he will always have a higher regards. Like, suppose he joins another company, he will pick up of that kind of relationship, that kind of trust has to be developed. And please understand, like the boss may not be part of your life and career all throughout. Please remember, boss is always right. The boss may not be always right, but the boss is always a boss. Please understand this. Now, as we are running short of time now, I'll summarize what we have discussed till now so that you will be able to correlate, you will be able to remember, and you will be able to implement that in the field. Like, so I like to summarize like what we did. Like starting, we identified the employee needs. Then we worked upon the boss needs. What is the boss wants? Then we worked upon what the boss or the organization wants and why does he want? Why does he wants all this? Like, then how to have a synchronization between the needs of your need, boss needs, or the organization needs. Like how to maintain a symphony or a synchronization between that. And fifth, like whatever you have learned, certain do's and don'ts, like please implement what you have learned today in the field. Friends, agar aapko implement karke you get some 20% higher results or better outcome, you are able to strengthen your bond with the boss. I think the whole purpose of this session will be addressed. So please try to implement what you have learned today in the field. Friends, I'm really fortunate to have a boss like Mohan sir, who is always available for any guidance and support. I'm glad to be part of Peerless, who has got a team of committed, mature employees. I've seen people who are in this organization for more than 10 years. Like they are dedicated, committed, with a clear vision. And friends, I'm fortunate to have a mature team members in my team like Neeraj, Narendra, Kapil, and Satyajit, like who got a very strong commitment and ownership, like, and they are always ready to shoulder up the additional responsibilities. I'm glad to have those people in my team. What I'll do now, as the session is getting over, I request Prasanjit sir, Saji sir, Renganath sir, Mukesh sir to share their views about this topic. Like, and I thank you, thank all of you for being a part of this wonderful session. I hope this session will definitely help you in building a better bond with your boss. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deepak ji.